Welcome back, traders. Today I have a quick trade recap for you. I took this trade this morning on Thursday, March 27th. Now, it wasn't an amazing trade or anything like that, but I'm doing this recap to kind of show what I did right, what I did wrong, and hopefully I can gain some insight into my trading, and maybe you can also get some insight or something to take away from this as well. So I have the daily chart pulled up right now. And as you can see, we did go up into the weekly SIBI. Now that was from my market outlook. So we hit the buy side target. And then on Wednesday, we dropped down into this daily SIBI that was created with this rally. So opening up today, we're still in that daily SIBI. So I went in today with a neutral bias. Not sure if we're going to use this daily BISI to bounce us up for the next buy side target, or if we're just going to fall through it and go for these relative equal lows. Now, in my market recap, I was in favor of going down lower, so I am slightly bearish, but I know that we could go either way. It's 50-50. So going into today, I was having a neutral bias. So this is how the market was looking this morning on the 15-minute. This was around 9 o'clock. So when I was looking at this, I marked out the buy side above these relative equal highs. And then I'm using this low as the sell side liquidity. You can see that we also have a low here and a low here. So 3 levels of sell side. So we were kind of just like, in the middle of the range, not really sure which way we're going to go. I also marked out this 15-minute SIBI. And then also note that above the buy side here, we also have this is actually a 1-hour SIBI. But if you look on the 15-minute, it lines up with this fair value gap as well. So here on the 5-minute, this was what the market looked like pre-market here at close to 9 o'clock. You can see that we did go up for that 15-minute SIBI and it looked like we rejected it and we're starting to go down. So I was looking to try and get in for a trade on a short for the sell side below these lows down here. I was waiting for confirmation. I was wanting to see if this BISI was going to support price to go for these relative equal highs or not. But as we were going at 9:30, we can see that, well, even before 9:30, we took out the sell side below that low, and then at 9:30, we did come down for this sell side as well. In fact, price just started dropping a lot lower down to this blue, which was a previous 1-hour BISI. Jumping into the 1-minute, I have this first presented fair value gap right here. It was a SIBI. Now, my idea now was I think we could go down even more. But in order for me to actually want to get short, because we had already taken out a bunch of sell side, I want to see price go back into the first presented fair value gap. And then I want to see rejection and create a fair value gap and maybe even want a confirmation fair value gap for me to get short. So I was just waiting here at after 9:30. Maybe I was thinking 10 o'clock we may have something. So now on the 1-minute, we did go up. You can see that we did create a fair value gap here. I want to see if price could go down below it, use it as inversion to go down lower, maybe create a fair value gap there. I would be willing to take that because we did poke up back into this first presented fair value gap. But if you can see, we do have relative equal highs. So I thought maybe we can poke above into this first presented fair value gap one more time. And then scrubbing forward, you can see that we did go up. However, we started going above it and then we created another fair value gap here. And I wanted to pay attention to this. Is this going to be the one that gets used as inversion, or are we going to use it as support? Now, once I saw that price did use it as support and we started rallying up even higher, at this point, this is where I switched my bias from bearish to bullish. I didn't like how the buy side got taken already, but I was looking at this high right here. Since you can see it was an intermediate high. If this goes, then it's going to go for those relative equal highs. So here I was thinking, okay, this is a pretty big gap. If I'm going to take it, I'm going to try to take it close to the consequent encroachment, 50% of this fair value gap. And I'll have my stop loss here below the bottom of this down candle, this order block. I didn't like how that was kind of close to the middle of this first presented fair value gap, but we had already pretty much balanced it out already. We went up and down, so I thought maybe that would be okay. So I had my stop loss right here. My entry was in the middle. And then we went ahead and now if this would have taken this high before we came back down here, I would not have entered long at all. And then so it consolidated a little bit. Now here's what I had my entry. We dropped down and then I entered here close to the middle of that fair value gap. Just one contract, and I have my risk down here. Anyways, moving forward, we can see that it did consolidate in this fair value gap for a little while. And then once we routed up above this down candle, I was like, okay, great. We have a change in the state of delivery. I didn't like how we poked into that SIBI and then started going down. I really want to see price go and like take out these relative equal highs. I had my target right there. This is going to be my first partial. And then I was thinking, okay, we do have another fair value gap here. So I went ahead and took another long. I added to my position, and then I moved my stop right here below this low right here. This will be one fair value gap, two fair value gap, and then an order block. So 3 PD rays of protection. And this little chop here kind of had me a little doubtful of what is going on. I was a little nervous, pretty stressed out, but as you can see, as price went back up, I wanted to take my first partial here, but I got a little bit nervous and I took my partial here. And then soon after, I went ahead and took the rest off before we going to my target. This was actually pretty good because we had a fair value gap. We see consolidation here and we have displacement. Now, ultimately, price did go up to those relative equal highs. So unfortunately, I wasn't able to hold to my target. It was a profitable trade. It was still 335 ticks between two contracts. However, I could have held on longer. I think my problem was that I hung out too long on the 1 minute chart, because if you go up to the 5 minute, you can see that on the 5 minute right here, this candlestick, I mean, we did have some chop here, but this candlestick, the body is right at the high of that BISI, and this candlestick, the body is right at the high of that BISI again. So that should have told me that there was an algorithmic signature that price is going to go higher. And I could have went ahead and took my partial up here. Just got a little too nervous. I took it off thinking that, okay, if I take it off and I have my stop loss a little bit up, I will be break even no matter what. It did create a 5 minute fair value gap, and then we started going up higher into my target and into that 1 hour SIBI that I was looking for. Anyways, if you look at the 5 minute, everything looks really good. The change in the state of delivery created one fair value gap that never got traded to, one fair value gap that was a nice entry if we go at 50% of it, and then it just ticked down into that first percent fair value gap as well. So I think the thing is, I need to spend more time on the 5 minute to build in that patience to hold to my target, because everything was looking good. This was the manipulation leg, and we were going to go reach for the buy side target. You can see after we're going for the buy side, we traded a little bit here above the those relative equal highs, and then we went back down. So this was a reasonable target. I don't know, I just got really stressed out, just got a little too nervous. I'm sure you guys have experienced that as well, but I think the back testing is helping me as I stay on the 5 minute, so I'm able to see more of a bigger picture, and things do work out on the 5 minute. When you go to the 1 minute, I think price just chops around a little bit too much for my liking. You can see that we go for this period of time, we just see a bunch of candlesticks going up and down. This is consolidation. We pick, like on the 5 minute, you can see this look really good. It's just wicking into this fair value gap, but on the 1 minute, you're seeing bodies in this fair value gap. So that makes me a little bit nervous, seeing bodies close below 50% of this fair value gap. Anyways, this was the trade. Hope you guys enjoy. Give this video a like and subscribe if you like this kind of videos. I can make more in the future. But until I see you guys next time, safe trading.